Good morning, yogis. Welcome to this slow Vinyasa class. Today, we're going to start with a theme of self-compassion. And I would like to keep this theme for the next 5 weeks. So starting today, at the end of November through December, we're going to be mainly focusing the theme of self-compassion. I think self-compassion is underrated and overrated in the sense that we think we understand what it is, but then it's really hard to put it into practice. So I'm going to be sharing with you mindful tips throughout the practice on how you can practice self-compassion and take that homework when you're done with your asana practice. And we're going to pair that theme of self-compassion along with backbends. Backbends are yoga poses that pretty much help us to strengthen the back of our bodies, which I think nowadays we all have kind of weak back bodies, the upper back, the lower back, the legs. So we want to strengthen all of that to bring some more openness in the front line of the body, opening the chest, creating more strength on the core, right? Strength more in the front of the hips. So as you can see, all of this is all related, and it will be a beautiful way to also notice your progress. So I invite you to have a journal next to you and see how you feel in the body, how you feel emotionally, energetically, as we start this series of self-compassion backbends for the next 5 weeks, starting today. Today we're going to start with Setu Bandha. It's a pose that we pretty much do quite regularly in practice, but today we're going to break it down in such a way that we develop a little bit more of appreciation. And of course, we're going to prepare the body for all of that. So I'm seated in my comfortable seated meditation position. You're welcome to do the same. You're welcome to lay on your back. We're just going to go into a brief mindfulness, grounding, breathing technique. So we just kind of arrive to a practice. What you might need for this practice is going to be a strap, blocks, and a blanket. Of course, all of this is optional, but it's always nice to have that extra support for your body in order for you to start practicing that self-compassion or respecting the healthy boundaries that your body might let you know throughout the practice. So wherever you find your way to start, close your eyes. Close your eyes and allow yourself to arrive to your practice with a sense of gratitude. And give yourself here a moment to not only arrive, but also to feel what feels like to be in your body right this moment. And whatever it is, remember to not judge it. We are just becoming aware. The more you become aware and understand your body, the easier it gets for you to practice that self-compassion and kindness as you move in your physical body. Notice what parts of your body you can relax a little bit more, perhaps your shoulders, your face. Softening the breath, letting the breath feel a little bit more spacious around the chest. Relaxing your belly as you feel more grounded through your hips. Whether you're practicing this class in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, it's always nice to take a moment to assimilate how are you feeling during the day. If it's a brand new day, just assimilate what it feels like to wake up into a new day that you have never seen before and you will never see again. And throughout this practice, the very first thing we're going to practice is that observation of your inner monologue, the way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, that inner voice that only you is aware of. And we're gonna observe that inner voice with no judgment. We're just becoming aware. We're trying to learn and understand what is the type of monologue that is occurring in your head throughout the practice, and I'm sure throughout the rest of the day. And we are going to actively, slowly start to change that inner monologue for one that is more compassionate, kind, and understanding. So if any of this sounds a little bit challenging for you, just notice that resistance and trust in the flow of things. So come back to your breath and notice your breath. Take a deep inhale, start activating your Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in through the nose, slightly engagement of the throat as you exhale through the nose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then bring your palms together in the center of your heart center. The center of the heart center. And then press your thumbs into the chest. Press your palms into each other. Feel that slightly energy flowing between the palms. Just knowing that you are energy, and words are energy, and thoughts are energy. So let's start to cultivate a beautiful space where you feel supported, loved, and accepted by yourself. Minimizing that critic that seems to be sometimes never satisfied. When you feel ready, gently open your eyes and let's go ahead and lay down on your back and grab your block. We're going to come into a version of supported bridge. Take your time to arrive. As you come into your back, feel free to have a blanket or not under. And once you are on your back, lift the hips and place your block right under your sacrum. So it's not on the lower back and it's not on your glutes, it's right in between. Once you feel stable and safe in here, I invite you to extend one leg at a time and see how it feels, that stretch in the front of your right hip. If this feels okay, maybe you try both legs at the same time. If this feels okay, lift the chest, tuck the shoulder blades in, make sure the back of your neck has a slightly curve. And you're welcome to rest the hands on your hips, on your belly, on your chest, or reach the arms overhead for a full opening of the body here. Close your eyes and just notice. If you need to adjust the block, adjust the block. If you need to adjust the neck, anything that needs to be adjusted, take your time to do that right now. And if you just went there and you're completely fine, nothing to be adjusted, and as you close your eyes, see if you can lift your hip bones, almost like you're trying to press the pelvis up. So you're feeling more the stretch of your psoas here, slightly contracting of the belly. So you're drawing the belly in. And if your hands are above the head, try to soften any tension you might feel in the neck or the shoulders. So we are slightly engaged in certain parts of the body to support the bone structure, but at the same time, we're not activating too much of the muscles so they feel an invitation to stretch. Continue breathing nice and slow through the nose. Don't worry, we're gonna move. We're gonna start getting into our vinyasa. It's just very important to take the steps to slow down, to take care of the body for big openings like heart openings, back bends, and continue to observe your inner monologue. Just one more breath in. And if your legs are extended, gently Bend the knees, feet on the ground, lift the hips, remove the block, keep it nearby. And then hug the knees to the chest, gently rock side to side. Extend your left leg all the way forward into the floor. Keep your right knee hug and cross it to the left. Open your right arm. A gentle twist here, guys. Try not to go all crazy because we're just beginning. And this is your first practice of the day. It takes time for the body to arrive to. So be kind to yourself, right? This is the first lesson. Be kind to yourself. One more breath in here. Let it feel good on the lower back, on the breath. And then switch sides, straight up your right leg. Hug the left knee in and twist it to the right, opening that left arm. Take it easy. Be kind to your lower back here. And slowly come back to center, both legs kicking up towards the ceiling, pointing, flexing your feet, moving the ankle joints in circles. Good, and then hug the knees to the chest once again. And now bring your right hand behind your right thigh and kick that right leg into the hand. Now, if you have the strap, this is a good time to grab the strap and place it on the arch of your right foot. So if you need to bend that right leg, that's fine. Once again, we want to really engage the legs and don't rely so much on the strap. So make sure your hands are relaxed, your elbows are on the ground, your grip on the hands are soft. Keep that right knee hugging it in and keep pressing that foot into the strap and gently open that right leg out to the side. And as you hug the left knee into the chest, you're gonna notice that you have to draw the belly into the spine to stabilize the lower back. Stretching the right inner thigh, pointed right toes towards the floor, kicking through the heel. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly come back up to center, switching side, bending the right knee, kicking that left leg. Place your strap on the left foot. Settle in. Open that left leg out to the side, stretching the left thigh, and neutralize, press your right hip into the ground. Toes south, heel lifting, kicking. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly come back to center, release in here. We're gonna do a spinal roll, right? So knees into the chest, get ready. Open back, open back. Just a couple more rounds. Breathing in, breathing out. And then find your savasana, first one of the practice. Take a moment here. Breathing in, breathing out. Be kind to yourself. So if you need to have a supported savasana like I'm doing with my hands behind my legs, micro bending the knees, but I'm just working on engaging my upper back, drawing the shoulder blades together and back and down, lifting from the lower back. Squeeze your inner ankles, your inner thighs, and just explore your strength and flexibility as you remain calm with the breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, release the feet on the ground. Keep the feet as wide as your hips. I'm gonna remove my blanket now. Keep your feet as wide as your hips. And place your hands behind you and rotate your fingers so they're pointing towards the back of your mat. Now your hands can be a little wider than shoulders, but I want you to really spread out the fingers like if you were doing a downward facing dog. Now from here, I want you to open the chest, rolling the shoulder blades together, elbows pointing towards the back of the mat. And then slowly from here, we're gonna press the feet and the hands to lift the hips all the way up And try to lift the hips as high as your knees. So your shoulders, your knees, and your hips are all in one straight line. Keep the gaze into the belly, breathe in. And then exhale, slowly release the hips back and down. And we're just gonna do that one more time because we're just once again strengthening the back of your body. So settle your feet, spread your toes wide in here. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and find your reverse table, exploring your capacity to open the chest, squeezing the shoulder blade, slightly contraction of your glutes to help you support and press the hips higher. Continue stretching the front of the body. One more breath in, and then exhale, release the hips back down, nice and slow, good. Now from here, once again, come into your back, and we're gonna come into Halasana. So your hips are gonna go up and the legs above the head. So take your time to lift yourself here. And your hands are coming to the lower back. Your legs are floating above the head. They don't have to touch the floor. Just make sure you keep your gaze in between your legs. One more inhale, stretching the spinal muscles in here. And then slowly release, come all the way up back into Navasana. And just see if there is any difference and maintain that inner monologue close to minimum, because I want you to instead enhance your awareness of observing your surroundings, observing your body with kindness and curiosity. Curiosity and understanding is a good way to cultivate compassion. Good, and then slowly from here, come all the way into your back. Take a deep breath in. Nice your spine here. And we're gonna flip ourselves. So we're gonna go into our bellies. So take your time to flip yourself here. And as you come into your belly here, right, we're gonna come into a sphinx. So bring your forearms in front of you. And you're welcome to interlace the fingers if that feels right. You're welcome to keep the hands apart. Make sure the elbows are right under the shoulders. Untuck your toes and press the top of your feet, so your knees are slightly off the floor. Lengthen through the sacrum and draw the belly in. Draw shoulder blades together. Open your chest. Breathe in here. Breathing out. The more you press your pelvis into the ground along with your feet and your elbows, the more you feel the crown of the head reaching high up. Keep the gaze forward. Shoulders relax. One more breath. Exhale, drop the chest down. Press to your knees to your first child's pose. Knees together or knee apart. I will leave it up to you. Whatever feels the best choice. Walk your hands in front of you and maintain those elbows off the mat. Forehead presses into the mat. And ground yourself through your feet to feel the weight of your pelvis down to the heels. One more inhale. As you exhale, lift the head and then walk your hands back. Position yourself in tabletop now. I'm gonna tuck my toes under, hands under my shoulders, knees above my hips. I'm gonna neutralize my spine. And then slowly here, we're gonna round the spine for cat. I'm gonna open the chest for cow. 2 more rounds, exhale, round and push. Inhale, open. So this is kindness. This is compassion. Working backbends requires the need to nourish the body, to prepare the body instead of moving straight into it, right? That's self-compassion and smart. Nice and slow, round the spine. Find your puppy pose, walking the hands way forward as you keep lifting the hips above the knees. Drop the chest or drop the head into the mat. Deep shoulder stretch. If you want to place your hands on top of a block, go ahead. You can use your blocks. Two rounds of breath in here. Then slowly as you exhale, press your palms, lift the head, walk the hands back into that tabletop. Now from tabletop, we're gonna kick the right leg out to the side. So stay as you are. I'm just gonna face the front so you can see that you are okay where you are. We're gonna kick the right leg out to the side, and then you're gonna go back into that child's pose with that right leg extended. Try to drop the right hip down so you're feeling a deep stretch on the right inner thigh. Walk your hands as far forward as you can and stay here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, lift yourself up and then come all the way up into that knee. Reach your right hand all the way up. Release that left hand into the floor. So you're doing a variation of side plank. So right arm above the head, your left hand under the left shoulder, pelvis pressing forward. You can stay right here, drop the belly in, or you can hover that right leg. So you're doing a variation of side plank. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. Release that right leg down. Come all the way up into your knees. And we're gonna switch direction. I'm gonna now face this way, so you get to see the side of the pose. We're gonna kick that left foot out to the side. I like to see the left toes on my right knee in one line, okay? And then from there, nice and slow, you're gonna reach your left hand up, and your right hand drops down to the floor, and you're gonna hover if you want to here, okay? Breathing in, breathing out. And slowly release that left foot down and then press back into that variation of child's pose as you keep that left leg extended. That's it, one breath in here. Good, and then exhale, come all the way up and find your downward facing dog. Closing that left leg in, lifting your hips, pressing yourself up and back. Up with the hips, back with your legs. Downward facing dog, feel free to walk the dog, bending one knee at a time, stretching the toes, stretching your calf, dropping opposite heel to the ground as far down as you can. Stay present, stay relaxed, be kind to your body, observe what it feels like to be in the body. Bring the heels to touch. So you're doing inner thighs together, inner ankles together, feet out to the side, heels in. One deep inhale. Hold on, exhale. Now lift the hips, bring your legs back to center. Let's do sun salutations. Take an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, you can walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing, arms overhead, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Lean into the toes. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. One more like that. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. You got it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. That's it. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, right foot back, low lunge. If you need padding, grab your blanket, untuck the toe, reach the arms overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands down, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, left foot back. Low lunge, opposite leg. Arms overhead, inhale, you got it. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Bring your feet together, rise the heels, bend the knees, tuck your belly, pressed into your walking or jump into the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, right foot back, low lunge. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 2 more rounds. Inhale, feet together, look forward. Exhale, walk or jump. Keep your knees together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. All the way up. Arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, release, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, right foot back, low lunge. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, left foot back, knee down, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Last one, inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. All the way up, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Right foot back, low lunge. Inhale, press your pelvis forward, lean back with the chest. Exhale, Uttanasana. Put some weight into your toes, lifting through the inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Use your spinal muscles to lift your chest, close the ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Low lunge, left foot back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, find your plank. First one. Adjust, push, lift, engage. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, open your heart for Cobra, baby Cobra. That's it. Exhale, release. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Open the top hip, bend the top knee. Knee pointing straight up to the sky. Push the floor away with your hands. Extend the top leg. Square the hips, warrior two. Right foot forward between the hands, left foot drops in. Come all the way up. Find your warrior two. Position alignment. Breathing in. These pants are big. Breathing out. One more breath in. Coming into your side angle. Right hand outside your right foot. Keep bending the front knee. Left hand above the head. Breathe in here. Remember, the right knee is pressing into that right elbow or pointing towards your right pinky toe. Left hand's reaching forward, rotating the chest, engaging the back leg. Bring your right hand into that left hip. Bring your gaze down. Walk your right hand to the right corner of your mat. Shift your weight into that right foot for Ardha Chandrasana. Nice and slow. If you need a block, go ahead and grab your block. which I'm going to do. I'm going to be kind to myself today. Self-compassion. It's been a while, so I want to feel the foundations of my practice. I am not going to come into my practice demanding that I do this perfectly because it's been a while. So I'm going to be kind to myself, to give myself permission to explore, review my foundations and how it feels in my body today. Where is my balance, my right foot? How much I'm open in the chest? How much I'm engaging my breath? How much I'm just exploring the moment? And how much I'm letting go of judgment? Option 1, stay here. Option 2, bend that left knee. Grab the heel or the ankle joint and kick that left foot into your left hand as you lift the foot up. Continue open in the hip, continue open in the chest. Slightly back bending here. Inhale. Exhale, release that foot if you are grabbing the foot. Back into Ardha Chandrasana. Close and bend that front knee. Release that back foot into the ground. Back into Warrior 2. Whew. These ones can feel very meditative because you need to be so present. There is no place for judgment. Both hands down to the ground. Step back into your plank. Full inhale. Move the block to the other side because we're going to go there. From plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, nice and slow. Take a full inhale. Find your cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up and back. Open the hip. Bend the top knee. Point that knee up to the sky. Drop the right heel to the ground. And open the chest to the left. Both hands are grounding yourself down so you can grow taller through that left leg. Kick that top leg, square the hips back into Warrior 2. Left foot forward. Right heel drops down. Settle the pelvis. Take your time here to feel your Warrior 2. Left hand down to the floor, which you can have your block. Why not? Be kind to yourself if you need to. Right hand above the head, and I'm going to rotate my chest. Pelvis in the center of the mat. Dropping that front knee slightly more so the front thighs engage. And reaching the arm overhead and looking up. Breathing. Breathe out. One more breath. Bring your right hand into your hip. Bring your gaze down. Move the block slightly forward. Shift the weight into that left foot as you hover the back leg. Opening the chest to the wider side of your mat on the right. Your right hip is open. Your right toes are pointing to the wider side of your mat. Feel the balance on your left foot, engaging all the toes. Option 1, stay in your full Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Option 2, bending the back knee, binding your right hand with that right heel or ankle joint. And as you kick that foot into the hand, open that knee up and open the chest, slightly back bend. Breathing in, breathing out. Slightly undo your hand if you're grabbing the back foot, back into Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the front knee slightly to land the back foot back into Warrior 2. Whew. Breathe in here, settle. Exhale, hands down, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drop the knees if you need to. Find your up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. What's going on? What's going on with the mind? If you find yourself judgmental towards your practice, be kind to that judgment and tell yourself judgment, and treat yourself with kindness. Take it easy. It's just yoga to connect you to your perfect enough self already is there. Bring your right leg up and back. Exhale, warrior one. Right foot forward, left heel drops. We're gonna square the chest and the shoulders. Arms overhead, inhale. Full on exhale. Make sure that warrior one feels strong, okay? From warrior one, we're gonna go into tree pose. So we're gonna go nice and slow, hands down and back. We're gonna shift ourselves forward, and that left foot is gonna go into that right inner thigh. Take your time as you come into your tree pose. It's a transition that requires a lot of concentration and a lot of curiosity in the body and a lot of acceptance to whatever happened. If your balance is off, just laugh. If your concentration is off, it happens. Whatever it is, accept it as it is. We start judging when things don't go our way, and that's just a path for eternal suffering. From here, nice and slow, flex that left knee forward, interlace your peace sign into that left big toe. So right index, middle finger, and big thumb are gonna wrap around, and you're gonna keep that left foot forward. Grow taller through the spine. I have my right hand on my chest for self-compassion. Imagine you have the strap, although you could use the strap here if you want to. I'm just challenge you to not have a crutch, but if you need the strap, by all means, please go for the strap. 2 more rounds of breath in here. We're gonna go backwards. Tree pose. Settle. Hands on your chest, feel your heart. You're doing the best you can. You're here taking time out of your day to create a space for being with yourself, not to judge yourself. Nice and slow, flex that left knee again, and then start bending the right knee into that warrior one variation. Right, you're halfway there down, and then lift the hands overhead. And then exhale, take a vinyasa if that's the right thing to do. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Sometimes it's nice to think of yourself like if you were 5 years old. Would you treat your 5-year-old self with the way you treat yourself right now? And sometimes the answers might be, oh, no way. And then remind yourself that you deserve your own kindness. You're always so kind to others, but it all starts with us first. So that on the other side, inhale, left foot up and back. Exhale, warrior one. Arms on my head. Remember, you're stretching the left inner thigh, so that left knee slightly pointing to the left corner of your mat. We're gonna do that transition into tree pose, so bring your chest halfway down, hands down and back, and then shift your weight and find your tree pose. Right foot into the left inner thigh. Breathing in. Breathing out. Palms in any position that feels the right choice for you. But for today's practice, you have the option to rest them on your heart. This is like a subtle signal to be compassionate to yourself. If you want to do this strap, it's a good time to grab your strap. Otherwise, peace sign on the left hand. We're gonna hook index, middle finger, and thumb into your right big toe. And you're gonna kick that foot in front of you. Lengthening through the lower back. Stretching your hamstring, keeping that core strong. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Exhale, we're gonna go backwards. Find your tree pose. One breath in. Exhale. Flex your right knee and slightly transitioning back into that warrior one. Right foot back, arms overhead, inhale. Beautifully. Let's go into a vinyasa together. Arms down, step back into plank, inhale. Exhale, drop the knees if you need to. Setu Bandha. Take an inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Pigeon pose on the right. Take your time, settle in. Stay high on your pigeon. This is a back bend. So anything that is extension of the spine, opposite of forward fold is a back bend. Back bends open the front body. Back bends strengthen the back, stretching the core. So belly in, ribs in to protect and strengthen. Option 1 right here. Option 2, bending the back leg. Kicking that left hand back. Keep the chest straight forward. So we're stretching the quadricep here. Sacrum try to lengthen so you're not super arching and collapsing on the joints or using the muscles to support your bones. Right hand can be a little higher. I'm pressing my foot into the floor so my pelvis is actually off the ground. Okay, so take one more breath in here. And then exhale, release. Come into your forearms for a moment, untuck the toes of the back leg. And if you need support for that back knee, you can flank it, go ahead and place it there. Good, and then slowly back into downward facing dog. Let's do it on the other side. Pigeon on the left. You know we're gonna stay high, so you have to find your variation of pigeon pose today. How close or how far the heel is from your pelvic, how much you are engaging the core, how much are you lengthening your spine, relaxing the breath. If pigeon today is feeling challenging, be kind to yourself and just stay there. It's still a back bend. If you are being invited by your body to go into the next one, you can bend the back knee first, settle, press your legs down, and maybe reach your right hand back, keep the shoulders straight, right? So we're stretching the quadriceps, we're stretching the front of the body as you strengthen the upper back. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. And then slowly release, press back into downward facing dog. Walk the dog, feel for a moment, feel the hips. Feel free to add some hips into that walking of the dog. And then take an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, we're gonna jump into our comfortable seated. Paschimottanasana. Legs extended, micro bending the knee if you need to. Belly drawing in, flexing your feet, grounding through the heels. And let your chest forward fold. If you want to use the strap, this is a nice way to add that little support, right? Have you ever wondered what your practice will be if you create more space to nourish your needs instead of satisfying the ego that subconsciously we feel that we have to perform, we have to give our best? Have you ever have a practice where you have created a space to just be kind to yourself? If you don't feel like going 100%, go 40%. This is your practice. Just honor what you need. That's the yoga. That's the real yoga. So the more you feel that sensation of support, self-belief, self-kindness, self-love, self-compassion, the relationship with yourself is going to miraculously change into such a wonderful one. After all, you are the only person that is with you 24/7 all the time for the rest of your life. So I think it's time to cultivate some kindness, some compassion, because you deserve your own compassion, your own kindness. One more breath. And then slowly release the strap, come all the way up. We're going to go into the peak pose now. I think you are ready for Setu Bandha Sarangasana. And that is pretty much bridge pose. And I wanted to start with bridge pose because it's one of the most traditional backbends, but sometimes we overlook its beautiful complex. So I'm going to give you a little bit of anatomy explanation so you can feel it in your body. When we come into the pose, every pose has a part of the body that is stretching and a part of the body that is strengthening. When we come into bridge pose, the back of your body is strengthening. So a lot of muscles are contracting to support the opposite, which is the outside that is stretching. So bridge pose, right, like this, the back of your body, your spine, your glutes, and your hamstrings are all contracting, supporting you to lift yourself up. So the front of the body, it feels more relaxed to open. So as you come into bridge pose, I want you to focus more on contracting the back of your body instead of opening the front, which sometimes we go there. So grab a strap, because for this one, it's going to feel really nice to have the support, because we deserve to be compassionate. So come into your back. If you need a pillow, if you need a blanket for the back of your neck, by all means, go ahead, get ready, be kind, place it there. Walk the feet slightly closer to you. And we're going to place the strap in front of the ankle joints, okay? This is going to look like this. Your feet, your toes, your knees are pointing forward. You can keep them as wide as the hips or maybe a little wider than hips. The idea is that you're going to feel energetically squeezing the inner thigh. So if you would like to place a block in between the thighs, you can absolutely do that, okay? We have the block and we have the strap. The strap is going to help you to grab it with your hands. Notice the grip of your hands to be soft. I don't want you to like really grab the strap like your life depends on it. Just soft the strap. And then we're going to lift the chest slightly up to arch the lower back so you can have that natural curve. And we're going to roll the shoulder blades in so the upper shoulders are supported and the back of the neck is supported. From here, we're going to keep the gaze straight up towards the ceiling. Shoulders engage, shoulder blades engage, and shoulders engage. Lower back slightly arch, back of the neck slightly arch. Feet on the ground, grabbing my strap, squeezing my block, and then slowly I'm going to work on strengthening my upper back. So squeeze the shoulder blades. I'm going to slightly contract the inner glutes, and I'm going to contract my hamstrings. I'm working on strengthening my back, the back of my body, which allows the front of the body to stretch and open. Stay here for 3 breaths. One more. And slowly release, bring everything back down. And just take note, how does that feel? Having that shift perception of working on strengthening my entire back posterior of my body. You're welcome to try it again with or without the props, just to explore your own practice. If you choose to remove the props, if you choose to remove the strap and the block, you have the option to grab your ankle joints with your hands. You have the option to, as your hips are going up, you're gonna interlace the fingers underneath, so that's going to engage more the shoulder blades coming together. Regardless of what you do, pay attention what your body wants and how you can create a space to be kind to your body. When you're ready, let's go into bridge pose. Setu Bandha, and breathe, strengthening the posterior of your body. Feel your hamstring. Try to drag your heels towards the back, towards your shoulders, and feel how your hamstrings are more engaged. Try to press more your upper arms and feel how that opens more the chest. Breathe in, exhale, slowly come all the way back down. Hug the knees to your chest. Happy baby. Couple breaths here. Bring your knees together in the center of the chest. Halasana flow pause once again. We're gonna bring the hips up, legs up above the head. Take your time as we're gonna stretch the spine after that strengthening, right? We strengthen the spine by coming into bridge pose. Now we gotta stretch it to find that neutrality. So take your time to lift the hips up, legs above the head, hands behind the lower back. And remember that you can bend the knees in here. You can kick the legs above the head, hover the feet, press the feet on the ground. Whatever feels right, just continue walking the shoulder blades in. Keep the back of the neck with his natural curve. And just breathe for a couple breaths in here. I like to rest my knees on my forehead, feels good. This is exploring, this is me being kind to my body. And then gently, you're gonna drop the hips back down. Gentle twist to the right, both knees to the right, opening my left arm. Bring your gaze over to the left. Let the breath feel like it's flushing, showering all that tension away from the body. And slowly come all the way back to center, switching side. Both knees to the left now. Opening that right arm. And then straight into Shavasana for a couple minutes. Legs extend in front of you, hands by your side. And just notice how it feels your body after this practice. Press your hands in any position that feels right. And as you close your eyes, relax your breath. And start to soften all the muscles that you might feel tense or hyper engaged. Use your exhales as a way to get into a deeper state of relaxation mentally and muscularly. And slowly, silently, if it feels like it resonates with you, the phrases I'm going to share with you, you're welcome to silently repeat them in your head. I deserve to be compassionate with myself. Whatever I'm going through, I need to be kind with myself. I'm doing the best I can. I promise I will be more understanding and less judgmental towards myself. Practicing self-kindness is going to be my new habit. I'm going to be kind to myself. Very gently, as you deepen the breath, move your fingers, your toes. Give yourself a long stretch. As you exhale, hug the knees to the chest. Gently rock side to side. Roll to your right side and eventually come all the way up to your comfortable seated. And as you settle into your comfortable seated position, make sure you grow taller through the spine. Your eyes are closed and you are feeling the glow of your practice. Bring your hands into your heart center. You just rest one hand on top of the other. And if you choose to practice this homework beyond this time together, I want you to notice how much you criticize yourself, even though you know you're doing the best you can. And when you notice that inner critic, tell yourself, I'm going to be kind. I'm kind to myself. I'm kind to myself. Be kind to yourself. And what that means is simply stop pushing, stop talking negatively to yourself. One example. Let's say that you're cooking and you made a mistake. You add salt instead of sugar. And instead of telling yourself, oh, I'm such an idiot, you can say, oh, man, I made a mistake. My mom has been distracted. I'll do better next time. That is being kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself is how you will talk to your kids, is how you will talk to your best friend, is how you will talk to someone you deeply love. Extend that same level of care and kindness to yourself. Infinite gratitude for being kind to yourself today in this practice, for being here, and for practicing with me. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you once again for practicing here with me. When you feel ready, open your eyes. And please let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel practicing kindness to yourself as you go through the rest of the week. Next week, we'll continue diving into backbends with more kindness, more compassion. And I'm curious to see how that goes for you. So please feel free to share with me openly through email or social media if you are practicing kindness through this backbend series. Thank you once again. I'll be adding this class into the collection on demand for those of you who are on the monthly or yearly membership. With the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. For those of you who are in class pass or buying a single class, I'm still delighted that you are here creating space for yourself and your practice with me. always open and willing to receive suggestions about what is it that you would like us to do. And so I'm here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Bye-bye.